Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Cassie, also known as KnittaCass, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about what I've been knitting, the patterns that I'm drooling over, my small farm and family things, and a spice of mental health. I also talk about what I'm reading. So grab your favorite beverage and your favorite project and come sit with me for a little while. So first off, I usually start with finished objects, and I have absolutely none except for the first clue of the West Knits Shawlography Mystery Make-Along. I will be showing that at the very end of my podcast, and I will tell you, like, I'll say goodbye and let you know, you can stop watching right now, and that I'm going to next show my Shawlography. You won't miss any of the podcasts that way. Excuse me, and I won't give any spoilers to those who don't want to see it. So that'll be very last. And it's not technically a finished object. And then I have a couple of hose, which are the half-finished objects. So I have my Maleficent socks. So I kind of cheated on this. This yarn is supposed to be my famous person or celebrity-inspired socks from last month by the knit along by oh my goodness, I can't talk today, by Holly Beth and Alana. And I never finished it, but I am doing a Disney theme for my knit group in the 11 Stitches membership. I'm doing Disney villains, and so I thought, since I'm still working on this and have other things to do, that this is now going to be my Maleficent socks. So there is a hoe. It's a shorty sock. One of them is done, heel flap and gusset, and I have a little tiny start of the cuff, which is going to fly because I only did 13 round cuff on here because I wanted to fly through the socks, and then it looks like I only did maybe about the same before I started the heel flap. So once I actually make an effort, these are going to go fast. My other hoe is my Salem Socks. And this is a colorway named Salem by Surella Yarns. I got it from a D-Stash group. It's in her last year's collection. This is the yarn. And it was my first time knitting a toe-up sock. Oops. So this is my hoe. One of the socks is done. It's also a bit of a shorty. I did a German short row heel, and I will link, either put it down below here or link down below the tutorial that I followed. And then the toe-up sock tutorial with the heel flap and gusset I followed by, let me start over. The toe-up sock I did by Nitty Natty's tutorial. Her tutorial, she explains that she does fish lip kiss heel as her favorite, and in the tutorial she made it so you could do an afterthought heel. Then I started toe up by Nitty Natty. And then I like heel flap and gusset, and I was afraid if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have enough room in my sock. So I looked up the heel flap and gusset by, I think it's Very Pink Knits, but I'll put that below. And then a German short row heel by, I'll also put that down below. I did mean to look them up ahead of time, but I have a very exciting make-along starting tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure that I got this podcast up today, so my notes are a little bit rushy. So I will put some of them down below here, and also the links down below the video. Okay, and then I used Judy's Magic Cast On for the toe, which is seamless and perfect. So that's one of them. When I tried it on, the heel is about this far out from my heel when I wear it. So this is now going to be a gift for my sister-in-law who has bigger feet than me. And I have, on the second one, I have finished the German heel flap, or German short row heel flap, and I am ready to do just the body and then the cuff. So that should be finished soon as well, but I have been spending all my time working on my Shawlography. Okay, so that was also a whip. Do I have any more hose? I don't think I have any more hose, but I do have a SCO, and I think I made this up, and if I didn't, whoever first coined SCO, I apologize. So I am calling it my should have casted on already. This is why. So last year I bought, wrong bag. I bought a kit from Dragon Horn Yarn that had the colors you needed for the project and the pattern you needed, as well as a progress keeper that was the book. I'll actually grab that progress keeper. Okay, so the book is from A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah Moss. So this is the little progress keeper. It looks just like the book with the cover. And then there is the yarn. And this is for fingerless mitts called Rose Covered Cage Mitts. And I have had these languishing for a year without even casting on. So that's my SCO. Should have cast on already. I have that in my project bag by Nicole Stitches Designs. She is no longer doing project bags. And then I have this progress keeper that I don't remember who I got it from. I'm sure it was some collaboration with Dragon Horn Yarn. And this is a Ouija board. Okay. Whips. I have my crochet blanket. Have made absolutely no progress. Haven't touched it at all. Probably since the last time I podcasted. I have my Cozy Memories blanket. I haven't done anything with it, which is fine. I'm not worried about it. That's one of those things that's going to take forever to do, so I'm not in a hurry to get it done. Like, it doesn't really, there's no deadline. Okay. Then I have my design socks going on that I'm kind of at a standstill again. I'm kind of hesitant to pick them up, and I don't know why. So I've noticed that if I try to force myself to design something when I'm not feeling it, it just doesn't work. And I have that in a bag. Oh yeah, I think this is where the Ouija board came in. This bag is also from NSP Designs. And it's like got tarot and a crystal ball and some runes, Ouija board. And I am using a Butterbeer stitch marker, a progress keeper, and a Harry Potter one. And these are from Simply Serving, which is my favorite stitch marker. Well, it's a tie. Simply Serving and the Corner of Craft. Those are my two favorite stitch markers of all time. Okay. I also have the hat I'm making my husband. It is a vanilla hat with some cheapy acrylic. Kind of feels like there might be a little wool. Oh, I have hay in it. That's interesting. So it is probably a third of the way done. And this is super mindless that I could totally just do whenever, but I don't. I got a big case of the let's see how long I can have my whips hang out. I don't know. It's not a good idea. Is that it? I think so. No, I lied. I have a spooky sock. Where did it go? Did I put it in here? Oh, another hoe. This is my Perfect Regia. I finished this one at the beginning of summer, and I'm on the cuff of the second. What did I do with my spooky socks? Aha, here they are. Okay, so this is Born to be Mild colorway. Hold on 1 second. This is in the Born to be Mild colorway. That's showing up pretty true to color. I have finished the cuff, and I am going to be making spider socks. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I'll put a picture. It's pretty cool. It has like a spider coming down off of a web, and then it has little baby spiders near the bottom. Super, super cool. And that is for the Spooky Socks Make Long, which is being run by Moonglow Yarn Company, Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady, and Nitty Natty, or Natalie of Nitty Natty. Okay, that's it for hose, scows, and whips. No finished objects. So things I'm drooling over for patterns. So I really want to knit a sweater because it's sweater season. Although the way that I'm knitting things, it probably won't be ready this season. So I don't know. Maybe if I get the right sweater, I will actually want to knit it like crazy and get it done. We'll see. So I am drooling over the Autumn Quartz sweater by Dragon Horde Yarn. I'll put a picture of all these in here. And that's also from the Court of Thorns and Roses series, which is an amazing series by Sarah Moss, one of my favorite authors, probably one of my favorite series, although I do have a lot of favorite series, but it's really good. So that sweater, the Adult Bean and Olive by Andrea Mowry, and the Mindfulness Pullover. So I saw a finished object of this sweater by Hannah of the Corner of Craft, and the sweater is called Load Star. I'll have to look up who it's by, and I'll put a picture in. And I'll put a picture of the pattern and hers, because her colorway just makes me want it so good, or so bad. It has like where the raglan part of the sleeve, there's like not necessarily a lace pattern, but a pattern so that it has some intentional holes that make it look very attractive and kind of like a couture sweater, and it's on both sleeves. So I'll put that in here. The Mindfulness sweater, I saw Kay finish this not too long ago. It's got some hearts on it. I really like it. So I want to knit that one as well. I'm not sure which one I'll actually cast on, so you'll have to hang out with me to find out. And then, is that it for that? Yes. So, books I've been reading, and if I feel like, if this is going really fast, I apologize. I just want to have time to edit it and upload it today, because I have some exciting news. So books I've been reading. So I finished Siege and Storm, right? Is that the one? Yes. So that's the second book in the Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. Highly recommend the series. They are making it into a Netflix show. I haven't given it a chance. I try to read the books first. Love the books. Probably won't have the patience to watch it as a TV show. I don't really know how they can translate what I'm reading into a series. I just think that will ruin it for me. If you like it, that's fine. I just don't think I'm going to like it. I'm reading Curious Minds by Janet Evanovich and something else. So I love Janet Evanovich. I first got introduced to her in the Stephanie Plum series. So like 1 for the Money, 2 for the Dough, and it goes on and on and on. And it's about this bounty hunter. Well, it's about this girl who like is pretty poor, not like, how do I explain this? She doesn't really have a steady job, so she ends up working for her uncle, Vinny, or cousin. I can't remember if it's an uncle or a cousin, being a bounty hunter, essentially, and she runs into all this trouble, and then there's 2 guys she likes, and there's like just a bunch of like silly drama and lots of funny moments, so it's really good for brain fluff. And it always has a mystery, so it's got a little bit of that mystery feel to it as well. So I'm reading Curious Minds, which is about a different set of characters, not in that plot and not in that setting, which is pretty interesting so far. And that's also kind of brain fluffy, so I like listening to it when I don't really need to focus and I'm trying to focus on like maybe knitting or something, or going for a drive and I don't want to be entirely invested in the book. I'm also reading, I'm actually listening to it on Audible, The Book of Lost Names. So this book takes place, well, it takes place in present day, and the main character is having flashbacks, and most of the story is based on what's happening in the flashbacks. And it's during the Nazi invasion in France. And I don't want to give too much away, because I feel like if I explain it, I might give too much away, but it's a really, really, really good book, and I highly recommend it so far. It's going to be our book club book for the book club in Knitty Natty's Love and Stitches membership. What else? Ooh, The Lost Apothecary. Very good book. I don't know if I talked about it in my last podcast. So this is about a woman in present day who accidentally discovers about an apothecary where the owner of the apothecary was helping women who were being abused or mistreated by the guys. And it kind of correlates a little bit with like what's going on with the main character in the present day. Really, really good. Yeah. Ooh, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Must read. This is one of the books that I cannot stop thinking about after I read it. I will most likely read it again. It's about this girl who makes a wish and essentially ends up with a curse instead of the wish being granted. And she will live forever, but no one's ever going to remember her. So it's very lonely. And she tries different ways to leave her mark in the world. And there's like 3 or 4 twists as you get closer and closer to the end, and it's amazing. I was thinking really hard about it. I keep thinking about it all the time. So I highly recommend that. Out of all the books I've listed, if you're going to choose one, I would choose that one, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. If you're going to choose 2, I would do The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue and The Lost Apothecary. That's it for books. So, for the exciting announcement, ding, 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 ding. So I created my first sock pattern called the Pinstripe Socks, and it has been published for a little bit now. It published on It published on October 1st. And my friend Holly Beth from the Rock Your Socks Discord group, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. So my friend Holly Beth of Rock Your Socks Discord group is hosting a make-along with me, and it goes from October 15th, which is tomorrow. So I'm hoping this will be up tonight. Tomorrow, October 15th to November 30th. It was her idea, and she is, being awesome at like getting the publicity out there, and I will be offering some prizes. The way that you can enter for prizes is knitting the pattern with us, and there is a Ravelry group for it. So if you go to KnittaCass Creates, that is a group on Ravelry. In the discussion thread, there will be a Pinstripe Socks make-along chatter thread. So that's where you can talk about what you're doing, if you have questions, if you're excited about it, what your progress photos are. Just a really great way to connect and see what we're working on. But then there's also a thread, which is the Pinstripe Socks finished object thread. And that's where you post a picture of your finished socks. So this is how you can enter to win. You can enter by posting in the chatter thread, posting your finished object socks, and posting any progress or finished object socks on Instagram using the hashtag Pinstripe Socks Make-Along. So once again, it's October 15th to November 30th, knitting the Pinstripe Socks pattern, which can be found on Ravelry. And you can enter to win by participating in the Ravelry chatter threads as well as Instagram. If you have any questions, my email will be below, and you can email that email address. But you can also message me on Ravelry, which might be easier for me to check. I'm not sure. So this will be a bit of a learning curve to see which one works best. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. The Rock Your Socks Discord group is a Discord group created by Holly Beth of the Sweet Envy Yarn Co., previously known as Sassenach Yarn Company. And it is just this really great community. It's free to join, and we're talking about anything from our projects to our kids and our family, projects that we want to knit, projects we are knitting. There's a helpline with Holly Beth and Alana. There's a video chat, which is very similar to Zoom. There is just so many great features, and it's such a great community to meet other crafters and really just feel supported. And I honestly feel like these people are like really good friends. So I highly recommend you check it out. I think what you have to do is go on Instagram, search Rock Your Socks, and message that person, and they will send you a link, I believe. They will send you a link either in that message or to your email address. And once you click that link, you are invited to the Discord group. I don't think there's an easier way to do it. So search on Instagram, Rock Your Socks, message that owner, like message that group, and they will get you set up with the Discord page. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It has been great. Holly Beth is a wonderful host who's always willing to answer questions, and her cohort, Alana, is like just very also the same. Like, they're both so sweet and always willing to help, always willing to answer questions, and they're always available. So certainly go check them out and support them. I think that's it for announcements. So family stuff, I obviously still have my sheep. 3 are mine, 2 are my mother-in-law's. They are being a bit of boogers, the boys. They have been getting out several times a day. We are fixing holes, fixing fence, chasing them all over the place. It's exhausting. And I think it is because they're in heat. Like, they can smell that the girls are in heat, and I think they're trying to get to the girls. But also the pasture that they're currently in is like, there's stuff for them to eat, but it's not as exciting as the stuff right across the other side of the fence. So they're constantly like, the grass is greener. So that's been a royal pain in the rear. But they did have their first set of vaccines a couple weeks ago, and it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. My husband helped me. I was able to find the spots and measure them and do them well. Obviously, you know, it's not my first time giving shots, but it's my first time giving shots to animals. And it went really well, and they weren't freaked out, and they didn't hate me after, so that was super cool. And they're due for some more this weekend. And so they're doing really well there. They're getting bigger. They're getting healthier. I'm really excited to see the fleece on the animals. Apparently, because, you know, this is my learning year with my sheep, the first shearing of the babies is really not worth anything. But when I go to do it in the spring, they're going to have like a lot of fleece, and it looks fluffier than the fleece that just came off. Super, super cute. And I'm excited to see what that's going to look like, and like how much I'm going to get, and what the crimp is going to look like, and learning to skirt appropriately. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I live in Vermont with my family on a family farm, and it is foliage season. So we have been just blown away with watching the leaves change and watching all the different color trees on the mountains. Going for drives has been quite great. I've been sharing a lot of this on my Vlogtober videos that I have been posting just about every other day. And I did do one vlog where I was showing some of the tourists that stopped. So we literally have, so we live right on this main strip on a farm, lots of land, and people come and park in our driveway, park in the road sometimes, park in the barnyard, and some of them are a bit brassy in that they will literally walk in our field without asking permission to go take photos, which I don't know about you, but if you're a farmer and you're about to hay, you don't want people trampling on your grass. Anyways, and we literally get tour buses that stop on our land to go look for it. So I didn't want to look like a total weirdo creeper and like film the bus, but I did film discreetly like a couple of people that were taking photos on our land. And I like circled them like an obnoxious person that I am. So if you're curious, you can see that. And it was just a quick little blip of what it normally looks like. It's pretty exciting that after COVID and everything being shut down, that we are getting the tourists for foliage season. It is a big source of income for my state. And, you know, all businesses across the entire world, literally, have been affected negatively by COVID, especially the smaller businesses. in our state's economy was dwindling because that we get fall foliage season and then skiing, and those are really big incomes for my state. And so we were negatively affected, of course, by not being able to have those people come in. So this year, seeing them come in for the foliage has been great, which means people will most likely be coming in for ski season as well. My family has COVID. I'm feeling much better. I feel normal now. My husband is getting there, and the rest of us feel fine. So we were exposed. We quarantined for a week, and in the middle of the week, that first week of quarantine, we started having symptoms. I felt pretty lousy off and on. It's kind of like a mix between a bad cold and a flu. The flu symptoms for us were intermittent and not the whole time, so that was you know, a blessing. So this is our second week in quarantine, so we've literally spent from October 1st to today in our house. We've been getting curbside delivery for groceries. I called my hardware store and told them that I needed some grain for my sheep. Paid for it over the phone. They put it on the porch for me. Like, everybody has been really great about it. It's been really weird not being able to go out in public. Like, you wouldn't imagine the amount of times that I think about, oh, I could go to the grocery store right now, or I should really do laundry at the laundromat, and I can't. But we're going to be fine. I'm done with quarantine on Sunday. The kids are done with quarantine on Sunday. Actually, the youngest will be done on Tuesday with his dad because they had the symptoms later than the rest of us. We're getting there. We'll have some normalcy soon. Unfortunately, I did have to cancel my son's birthday party. That was supposed to be this weekend, but we will figure out a way to redo it or reschedule, which is going to be just fine. Yeah, I think that's it. And then I always do a segment on mental health. I am bipolar, and I have a big family history of mental health. My daughter also has mental health conditions like I do, and I'd like to end the stigma. I think it's important that we talk about it and we normalize it, because a lot of people have some form of mental illness that they're battling, and some people battle it without asking for help because they're afraid of how other people will treat them if they say something's wrong. So I want it to be normalized. You know, we're just as normal as the rest of you. It's just like having a heart condition. There's certain steps and certain medicine we may have to do, but essentially we're the same. And I really just want to help people acknowledge that and people not be afraid to share it. So here I am. I'm Cassie. I'm bipolar, and that's okay. So my mental health segment for today is going to be cuddling. So I love to cuddle. I think it's fabulous. And especially when it's cold, because my husband is like an electric blanket and he is so warm, and I get so cold at night. So I really enjoy being able to cuddle him because it warms me up so much. However, here's the benefits for your mental health. So cuddling releases oxytocin. I talk about oxytocin all the time. So oxytocin is a feel-good, happy hormone. It's actually one of the hormones you have right after having a baby. Well, you have it during labor with the contractions, but then as you're holding that newborn and you're so ecstatic, that's your oxytocin. It relieves stress. It helps you sleep better. It boosts your immune system. How crazy is that? And of course, it's fun, it's enjoyable, and it boosts your relationship with your partner. So I highly recommend that you cuddle. Even if you're cuddling a pillow, like, it's gotta help, right? It's gotta help. Or a dog, or cat, child. So that's my advice to you. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in here real quick just to remind you. I'm gonna say bye in like 2 seconds and act like it's the end of my podcast. But if you hang on after the little wave that I'm going to do, I will show you my Shawlography. So if you don't want to see it and you don't want any spoilers, after I wave, you're done. You're good to go. If you want to see it after I wave, stick tight and I will do a quick little blurb of my Shawlography. Okay. So as always, I want you to do something to fill your cup, because if you can't fill your cup, you can't pour from your cup. So take care of yourself, do things that make you happy, and enjoy some knitting or happy projects. Bye! Okay, so I totally forgot to show my Shawlography by Stephen West. So, like I promised, I will make sure that this is at the end. So this is Clue 1, completely finished. It's got these nice wedges, kind of ruched together. Let's see if I can show you. So that's what it's going to look like when it's blocked out. And then it's got this really nice, like kind of lacy, intricate here, and then these I-cord loops, which are pretty crazy. I don't think I've ever made one like that. So this is the start of the shawl. This is Clue 1, all finished, and tomorrow Clue 2 will come out. So he did say that it's going to be a bigger clue with more knitting, so I'm a little worried about it, but at least I'm up to date so far.